All in Sports Network. We love sports.
Please welcome our special guest picker for this week. Please welcome back our old friend to his All In Colts debut, even though he's been on our other show. Welcome back, Isaiah.
Hey.
Yo.
What's up, guys?
Oh, man. Long time, no talk. I mean,
It's
not
hurt.
really. We've kind of talked in person here and there, but here, I mean, this is it. This is welcome to the big show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's go through this week's picks and see what we got going on. Okay.
Yep.
Had to narrow it down. We had to get rid of a few games. We stuck with the big ones. So here we go. I'll take the first one.
All right.
We got Bucs at Falcons. The Falcons, the second week in a row with their red helmets, the throwbacks, and this kicks off the week with Thursday Night Football. So definitely no cheating on this one if you're commenting.
Yeah. Do you want me to start? Isaiah start? Who we?
You can go first.
Okay, sounds good.
Maybe we'll kind of like go down the line along the way.
Okay, that works. This is hard. I don't know.
It's for the division lead.
It
Like
is.
the winner of this has the division lead.
I
Because
think
even the Falcons have a worse record, they'll have the tiebreaker with the head-to-head.
yes. Kind of same situation with Chargers and Chiefs last week.
Yep.
So my thought with this is the Falcons, in my opinion, I expected them to be a pretty good team. I expected them to be like an underrated team, but I don't think they have been performing to the level that I expected them to, especially with all the defensive moves that they made in the offseason.
Yeah.
I mean, acquiring Matt Judon for a third-round pick is crazy. But I think the Bucs have been on a tear. Specifically, Baker Mayfield has been on a tear. And that defense they got a good defense. And I think the Falcons barely beat the Saints last week, who I believe the Bucs and Saints already played, and the Bucs beat the Saints.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Yep.
So with just
Falcons beat the Saints last week.
yes,
right?
yeah. I pretty sure Bucs and Saints played though already.
Okay.
So I'm just going with like logic here about okay, you beat this team, so and then this team beat that same team. So in all that being said, I think the Bucs are going to take this one.
All right. Thought that's where we were going from the beginning, and we ended up in the same spot. Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Isaiah.
No, yeah, I'm gonna go with Liam. I think it's gonna be the Bucs, mainly just because Baker Mayfield's he's been showing like MVP caliber kind of stuff right now. And then that defense. I honestly think it's a very underrated defense. No one really talks about it. I think it's, in my opinion, like a top 5 defense in the league right now. So I'm gonna have to go with the Bucs. As much as I think, Kirk Cousins is still dicing it up on the offense. I think there's still a little. Still little things to figure out, especially because isn't he like the head coach? Isn't this his first year as head coach, I believe, or was he
Todd? Is it Todd Bowles? Is that who it is?
No, the Falcons. I'm talking about the Falcons.
It might be. I don't know.
It is. Yep.
I don't know. Yeah,
Raheem Morris. Morris.
Yeah, I don't think they're a horrible team, but I think the Bucs got this one. So I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield and the Bucs.
I am gonna say that I hear what you're saying. Falcons they've been kind of up and down, but they got a new head coach. They got all these new pieces and your new quarterback, and then they drafted a quarterback at the first round. Like there's all these different things at play. And a lot of times, the professionals say it takes about 4 or 5 weeks to really figure out who your team is and your identity and what you're all about and how you're going to get this thing done. Guess what? What week we're coming up on? Week 5. And don't forget, the Bucs lost badly to the Broncos. and this is a home game for the Falcons, where they just came off a big emotional last-second win with Koo and that huge field goal. So I think the Falcons are going to get it done.
Okay.
Yep.
Next game, the Jets not in Minnesota, playing the Vikings. Technically speaking, the Vikings are the home team, but I say that because the game is in London. Also, the storyline behind it is Sam Darnold versus the team who drafted him and gave up on him for Zach Wilson, who they ended up letting go as well.
Yikes. It's a tough one there. Isaiah, start us off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Vikings, man. I think Sam Darnold's just shocking us all right now. I mean, I think he's like first in the MVP race, right? I'm pretty sure, or he should be. And,
We had that discussion.
Sam Darnold and Jaden Daniels probably, maybe. Oh, he's more offensive rookie. They never give him.
He's rookie. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but no, I'll probably go. Yeah, Sam Darnold, and honestly, that what's the most shocking. I mean, Sam Darnold's pretty shocking, but their defense, though. I mean, in the past years, honestly, the Vikings defense have not shown up. I mean, yeah, for the offense, we got Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison. So they're already doing good, but that defense really is showing up. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Yeah, for me, it is all about the defense. What Brian Flores does with that defense opens up the ability for the offense to play more freely because they know the defense can do pretty much whatever they want to the opposing offense. So I think the Vikings are going to get this one done. Plus, jet lag is a real thing, and so to speak, no pun intended, I guess. But when you're an old man, it gets even harder for Aaron Rodgers as you kind of go across the pond and figure that out.
Yeah,
so
it's true. See, I have a theory. I'm kind of just going to stick with the theory. That being, if a team is undefeated, I'm not going to choose them to lose until they prove me a reason to make that happen. Vikings are undefeated. I'm not straying from that. I think their offense is just too high-powered for the Jets with defense, which is shocking to say.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen enough from the Jets defense, and they lost to the Broncos. So now it was the kicker's fault, but still, you didn't have to put yourself in that position in the first place. So I'm gonna go Vikings on this one.
Can you imagine if they could actually sign Hassan Reddick?
Mm-hmm. That would be definitely a big signing, big pickup.
I mean, he's there. He just wants an extension.
It'd be really funny.
Instead, he's given up millions. Like, he's given up his entire contract to get another contract.
It'd be really funny. Hassan Reddick gets traded for Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams ends up with Aaron Rodgers again. After Randall Cobb originally followed Aaron Rodgers, then he's not on the team anymore. Alan Lazard followed him. Then Devontae follows him. Like, just the amount of storyline around that team would be crazy.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed. Next game then is the Bills at Houston. Houston with the debut of their H-Town uniforms. This would, I think, be the week number 5 matchup, and now we've seen them in pretty much a different outfit every single week.
Yeah.
That's how many different uniforms they have.
And you didn't mention this. This is Stephon Diggs versus Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So it's
Josh
in Buffalo
Allen, who,
too.
In my book, is the MVP right now. Josh Allen. I know he had a rough game last game, but I don't know if it was really a rough game. It was just Derrick Henry's game. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time this has been.
Yep.
I don't
See
know.
how that
What do you
goes.
think, Liam?
I think it'll be a really, really tight game. I think I'm gonna go Bills here because Houston barely beat Jacksonville, who is now 0-4, which in itself is shocking because everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, Jacksonville could win the division." They're beating the Colts out for the division, and they're in last place, dead last.
Yep.
That's besides the
They-
point, though. We're not talking about
they're-
Jacksonville here.
They're choking just about like you did there.
Yeah, I was just demonstrating what they were doing.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
Yes. No,
Good.
that's besides the point. Bills, Houston. I have Bills. It's in Buffalo. Bills just seem to have it going for. It's not what? Oh, my
At
bad.
Houston.
Still have Bills winning. Whenever I went to Houston, now fans didn't know how good Houston would be.
In
But
week
still.
2 last year.
Yep. Still, whenever I went to Houston, there wasn't very many people, and even the people that were there weren't very loud. I think the Colts fans were louder than the Houston fans were. So, I mean, I think Josh Allen is going to continue what he's been doing and continue to put the work in.
Isaiah?
So, coming off a horrible loss at home, I think Josh Allen, which in my opinion, I don't think he's winning the MVP race right now, but I feel like he will win the MVP at the end of the year. I got to go Josh Allen. I think they're going to come off, or the Bills. I think they're going to come off coming off of that horrible loss. I think they're coming in with that mindset, ready to come in and stop CJ Stroud. Is that at home? Is it at Houston?
It's in Houston.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think Josh Allen's going to come in and just take over Houston. So I got Josh Allen for MVP and the Bills for winning. So
Early MVP call. Okay.
yep, I got Josh Allen. I think this is his year.
I think it's a safer bet to name him an MVP than Darnold.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. It's in Houston. Houston has these like killer new outfits that are amazing, but also kind of look rec league at the same time. They changed their logo from a terrible Texas cow to a H.
It's honestly pretty nice. I like
ghetto
it.
H. So they this is my biggest problem logo wise. Then this is different topic here, but
this is different.
As a designer, as a graphic designer and a branding specialist, this kind of thing really disturbs me because they have two different logos in their end zone. This is a mark of a team that cannot make up its mind who it is, what it wants to be at all. But that's beside the point. They're a decent football team that has almost gotten beat by two divisional opponents so far and lost to – who did they lose to?
Who did they lose to?
The Vikings, right? Before?
Yeah. They lost to a legitimate contender. And some would say that this might be a potential AFC championship game.
Yeah.
And I would say that championship teams bounce back and do not lose 2 in a row. And those championship teams, that championship team to me would be the Bills.
Okay. Talked a lot about Houston just to say the Bills. Fair enough.
You're welcome. Keep people guessing.
Yeah. Next game.
I forgot my new graphics. Next game. All right, let's go.
Yeah, next game.
Put this up here.
Next game. Yeah. I was like, wait, why are we stopping? Okay. Next game. Ravens in Cincinnati playing the Bengals. Always a throwdown if it's the there we go. There it is.
Yep.
Right there.
There it is.
Always a throwdown. If it's AFC North, Steelers, Bengals, Browns, and Ravens. Always butt heads. They hate each other so much.
Yep.
And it's the orange pants for the Bengals. So,
Yep.
Isaiah? who do you
It's
have?
also in the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yes.
Does
have
they
we-
know about this?
I don't think so.
You explain it a lot better than I do, even though it's my conspiracy or
All right, so
it's my
It-
factual check backed by fact or whatever.
backed by fact, yeah. So a lot of weird injuries happen in
That's-
the Cincinnati Stadium, right?
Damar Hamlin
Yep.
was the latest one.
Right.
Yep.
Damar Hamlin,
Mhm.
Antonio Brown,
Ryan, he was what was the guy's name? 50 on the Steelers.
Shazier.
Shazier, yeah, he got paralyzed.
A lot of weird stuff has happened in this stadium, and
Yep.
so the idea is that this is the Bermuda Bermuda.
No one turned the AC on, and the AC just started going. So I was like,
Hey, you know what?
"There are
Never
crickets
complain
up there
about
too.
AC going in Texas. All right.
There are crickets up there.
What?
There are crickets in the vents.
There
You know how
crickets in the
people are
vent?
like, they're in the walls. The crickets are in the walls.
Oh, we were at Chick-fil-A the other day, and Magnolia, your little sister, was like, "Look! There were crickets in the fluorescent light,
Oh, that's funny.
like inside the fluorescent light. Jumping,
like
hopping
inside
around.
like the grating thing.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Also today she decided that she was gonna go. They started like bringing out like Christmas stuffed animals at PetSmart.
Already? Oh, PetSmart. I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about the house. I was like, already? Oh, come
No.
on, guys.
No, we tried to go like right after Halloween last year, and that's already being like totally shot down. And everybody was like, no.
Yeah,
No.
no. After Thanksgiving.
So, you
Anyways,
if you're
football.
watching this, comment whether you think you should do Christmas right after Halloween or after Thanksgiving. There you go, little.
Or if it's Christmas all year round.
That's my heart right there.
Oh my goodness. Okay, football.
Football. Well, she went to go to get this stuffed animal, and there was a cricket hiding it in the stuffed animal. Hopped out at her. She freaked out.
Oh my goodness. I would too. The other day there was a
Dude,
cricket that just kind of landed on my arm, and everyone around me was freaking out. They're like, "Liam, there's a cricket on your arm." I kind of just looked at it, and I just shook my arm, and I shook it towards the people that screamed because I was like, "Here, you guys have it."
Okay. All right.
Football.
Bermuda Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle football.
So, this is the only NFL stadium that sits between three different state capitals.
Wow.
It's the only NFL stadium that sits by itself squarely between three state capitals. Indianapolis, was it Lexington, Louisville, Harris?
You just dissed out
Columbus.
3 different names.
I'm trying to remember what the state capital of Kentucky is. It's not Louisville. It's not Lexington. It's something else.
Capital.
But it's not Springfield. That's Illinois. I'm from the Midwest. I should know this.
Frankfurt.
What am I doing?
Frankfurt.
See? Yeah. Cincinnati.
I knew
is
that off the top of
between-
my head. Come on, guys.
Is between Indianapolis, Columbus, and Frankfurt, and it sits right in that pocket. So it's the Bermuda Triangle. Weird stuff happens in this stadium. Isaiah.
Does
is
it
up.
matter that what time the game happens? Because every injury we just talked about only happened on primetime games. It never happened like noon games.
True.
So
Maybe that's an addition to the backed by fact.
That's what I've noticed. I've noticed it's only at primetime games. It never happens in the news.
And it's October now.
Ooh. Does it usually happen in October? Is that what? No,
It's
DeMar had
spooky
his-
season.
Cincinnati's going to look like a bunch of pumpkins out there with their orange pants.
It's spooky
pants.
season.
Worst pants.
spooky season.
Isaiah, I think you're up first.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just be real. I mean, they started the Bengals started 0-3, barely won against a not horrible, but like pretty bad Panthers team.
But it's Andy Dalton.
Yeah, it's Andy
now.
Dalton.
It's Andy Dalton now.
I know,
Andy
I know, and
Dalton
I
was
give him
playing
credit.
against his old team.
Yeah, no, I
He's
give
trying
him
to get
credit.
him.
I'm just saying, it's the Panthers. Like they with their 0-3, they were struggling against actual good teams, and then they lost, and then they went against the Panthers and still struggled against them. And then we got the Baltimore Ravens, which also didn't have really good the first 2 weeks, right? But came off and just beat the Bills, so that's a good contender. And I mean, Lamar looked good. I think in the first 2 games, Lamar was great in that first game with the running and all that. But but Derrick Henry took that game over against the Bills. But I think though that Derrick Henry kind of got his his mojo back, and Lamar looking great. I think I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I also think they're both two really good defenses. Well, no, I would say Baltimore's a lot better, so I'm going to go with Baltimore. Yeah.
I also have the Ravens. They started off rough, but they are rolling now, so watch out. It's going to be a rough start for the Bengals.
Yeah, it will be. I think I have the Ravens as well. I don't see how you can choose the Bengals in your right mind. And if you look at the stats, the first 2 weeks, Derrick Henry rushed 3 times for a total of 12 yards. They're using him a lot more in the run game now, which seems to be working out really, really well. Yes, it was just one really, really good week, but who's to say he can't have another one like that? So I am going to go with the Ravens.
All righty. Cowboys at Steelers, Sunday Night Football. There it is. And, I mean, this is a classic matchup from the 1970s. Steelers Cowboys epitomized the 1970s matchup. And it's our first time picking the Cowboys this season. What some might say is our local Waco team. So, and I know that there might be somebody else on here with us that has a certain liking to the Steelers.
Yep.
How'd that work out? Didn't not so hot last week, I guess. TJ what? TJ who?
It's true. It's true.
Hey, he's still my pick for Defensive Player of the Year, so you can say all the trash you guys want.
DROY. Leatu Latu.
Oh, yeah. Rookie, yes.
Yep.
And then next year, defensive MVP.
Okay. Anyways.
All right. So, Liam, I believe you're up first now.
I think so. I think – see, this is a hard game to choose. So I'm just going to go straight with my gut, straight with what I thought straight away, which was Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is also coming off of a hard loss. Dallas beat the Giants by 5 points. You beat the Giants by 5 points. And they didn't have Malik Neighbors for the whole game, which is the life of the Giants offense. Are you kidding me, Cowboys? You're normally a good regular season team. You normally can get counted on in the regular season. But you guys have sucked this season. You guys are sorry, I'm ripping into the Cowboys right now because there are so many Cowboys fans here.
Oh, dude.
I can't rip into them because I try to be nice. I am ripping in. You guys are disappointments. You are America's team? What? No, you're not.
America's.
You are not America's team. But
no,
you are. I saw a stat. You are officially the second least hated team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Number one is the Chiefs, who we will talk about in a little bit. So I'm not going to say much about that now.
Good reasons why.
For you, maybe. So with that being said, Pittsburgh, go beat the Cowgirls.
I'm gonna say okay. So over the offseason, anywhere that we would go, there's Cowboy stuff, right? Everywhere we go.
Yep.
And I would constantly just be like, hey, look at that. That guy's got disappointment on his head because he had a Cowboys hat. There was an entire store one time in an Austin mall that I was at. I was like, look, they have an entire store for disappointment now. They're selling disappointment in an entire store because the big D in Dallas stands for disappointment. But that disappointment normally doesn't come until the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're getting an early start. Once you give your quarterback the most expensive contract ever, he got nothing else to play for. Yep. He's already ready to retire. He's guaranteed.
You know what they're thinking now? Playoffs.
Oh, Jim Mora. Classic. So the big D stands for disappointment, and the Steelers got to get this one, that bad taste after that Colts loss out of their mouth. So, Isaiah, I bet I know where you're headed. What do you got?
First of all, that star isn't a logo; it's a rating. It's
Sorry, I like that one.
So as you guys know, my dad's a huge Steelers fan. As much as we both love watching the Steelers win, we love watching Dallas Cowboys lose. Like, we literally hate that team. So this is kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, unless the Dallas Cowboys win, then it's a double loss. But definitely going for the Steelers.
Last game is one of the real reasons Isaiah is on here. It is New Orleans Saints versus the Chiefs. Monday Night Football, two of the fastest receivers in the game, Xavier Worthy being one, Raheed Shaheed being the other, who has underperformed recently. Underperformed. He didn't score a touchdown. He's still at 80 yards this past week. Can the Chiefs still be the Chiefs, or are the Saints going to rebound off this loss?
Yeah, I'll take this one first. The Saints were amazing in the first 2 weeks, and then they got found out, and people found out how to stop them, and they stopped them. This is Monday Night Football, and the Chiefs just have a way of getting wins. Puzzlingly enough, especially in primetime, with all of the world watching. Everyone's watching. All the eyeballs can see the bad calls, and we still let it go on. Are we kidding me? Was a pass interference when the Chiefs are on offense. Yeah. And then the same exact play the next week is not a pass interference when the Chiefs are on defense.
They missed the call.
This is maddening. Fine. They're a good team. But it's just kind of eerie and weird and funky how they just kind of get it done there at the end with some help, maybe. Yeah, so I have the Chiefs because it'll just kind of happen for them.
I watched a video. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, El Padre, about the Chiefs being, at the time they were 3-0, 3 plays away from being 0-3.
Yep.
Which is true. Obviously the first one he just didn't get his toe in. That's not the Chiefs' fault. Yep. That was just unlucky. He just turned into Goofy and had massive feet. But the other two were flags. Besides the point, they won against the Chargers by 7. It wasn't a clean game for any team by any means. Rashee Rice is hurt. So you're throwing to Xavier Worthy, who is 165 pounds, and you're throwing to a washed-up Travis Kelce. See, Isaiah's agreeing with me.
Yep.
He knows he's washed up.
I'm gonna get there.
Just a podcaster now, just like us. Welcome to the rest of the world.
I said a theory about undefeated teams, and I'm going to choose them all the time. But give me the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
Isaiah, are you redeeming yourself? Or are you picking apart the Chiefs more?
So hold
What
on.
are we doing here?
I'll pick apart, but at the end here, first of all, I do want to redeem a little bit, guys. It's a game of inches, okay? There's gonna be games where it comes down to the last play, okay? It's a game of inches. It's just that's how it is, okay? Yes, there are some flags where I'm like,
I don't know.
okay,
The Zebras are pretty involved in the games.
All right.
It's a game of
Let me have my-
laundry. It looks like.
let me have my. But okay, so it's a game of inches. Like it. Sometimes it just comes down to the last play. Yes, I will admit there are some flags where I'm like, okay, that was kind of more on our side, and I will admit that. I'm personally against that because I actually want the Chiefs to win a fair game. I do, and look, to be honest, they're playing not that great.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're not. I mean, they just lost they're definitely their number one receiver. Which I did make this. My dad thought I was crazy for this. I said, I bet you Mahomes is going to throw the Richie Rice way more than Travis Kelce. And so far, I'm right. I know he got hurt, but before that,
Not anymore.
I was right. I said he was going to be the number one target, and I said it's not going to be Travis Kelce. Everyone looked at me crazy. And honestly, I think a lot of the times the reason we're even winning these games is not because of the freaking everyone wants to say rest, but honestly, the reason we're winning these games is because the defense is helping us. No, look, the defense is helping us. There's times where I'm like, these teams should score against us, and they just don't. Like our defense is helping us, and we're still like there's still drives where we'll punt and stuff, and the defense is still keeping us in there. So, with that said, all that said, I'm gonna go with the Saints. No, I'm just kidding. The Chiefs.
Man.
I can't go against my team.
So, as always, we want you to be a part of this. Comment your picks before Thursday Night Football since we chose the game on Thursday night. And if you get them all right, we will shout you out on next week's Unstable Pick 6.
Yep, that is it for. And then we will close out the week with our preview of the Colts trip to Jacksonville. Can they get the first win there in 9 years?
This is Liam.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to stay all in Colts.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.